Good morning, folks. I hope you all are up. I am up and getting set to be on West Africa and the Sahel. They were telling us, the leaders of this movement, to boycott the meeting with Dr. Chambers. And I was angry. Why would you tell us to boycott an opportunity to sit with Dr. Chambers, to have a discussion about why we want to protest? It's a golden opportunity. And I was angry. I could not understand why people would tell us, don't go meet Dr. Chambers. John, we are bringing all these people here. You don't go meet them. Don't meet the president of the ECOWAS Commission. Don't meet the president of the ECOWAS Commission. How can you tell us these international people are coming to town to see us, and you are telling us not to meet them? That's why I was angry. And I told them, and I expressed myself. This is how I speak. I told them I was pissed off. You think Dr. Martin Luther King was not sitting down with the US president having meetings? You think Nelson Mandela, they were not having meetings with the apartheid people? Just because you're doing a struggle does not mean you can't sit at the table. So some of our colleagues were telling us we should not sit down to talk with Dr. Mohammed Ibn Chambers. Do you know what a disrespect that would have been? How it would have affected our struggle if we had refused to go and sit with Dr. Mohammed Ibn Chambers? If we had refused to go and sit with the president of the ECOWAS Commission, Dr. Jean-Claude Cassibro? I mean, that would have been a huge disrespect. So I said to them, I was angry that they were telling us not to meet with those people. That's why I was angry. And that's why I did the audio. And I told them, and I'm not going to repeat some of the words I said yet, because of course that's how I speak. And we all here use those words. I mean, who doesn't use the F word? Who here doesn't use the F word? I was angry. I was angry that they were telling us not to sit down and meet with Dr. Mohammed Ibn Chambers. I was angry that some of our colleagues were telling us we must not meet the president of the ECOWAS Commission. So you all go share this video all over the place so they will know. So what is the issue about? That we're meeting with Dr. Chambers? Now, if you were saying that we were secretly meeting with government officials, that's a different thing. But they're telling us that we shouldn't meet with Dr. Mohammed Ibn Chambers. And I said no. And that's why you see the thing. And then you see Carlos Gray, that little dope addict, posting it all over the place and doing all kind of nonsense. And you see the CDC people, and they're saying all the crap that they're saying. But we went to those meetings and we made a very powerful presentation and case for us. When we met with the president of the ECOWAS Commission, Dr. Jean-Claude Cassibro, he wanted us to do the protest for one day, and we refused. We refused to commit that we'll do the protest for one day. We said the protest will last for as long as George Weah refuses to deliver on our demands. We will protest. That's what we said. If George Weah decides to deliver on our demands in 2 hours after our petition is submitted, then there will be no need to continue to protest. If George Weah decides to ignore us, then we will continue to protest. That's what we said. That's what we said. And so, for some of you to try to make it seem like, there's been, look, let me tell you something. Some people are also concerned about some of our people, like Rufus Nouvel. Rufus Nouvel, this movement has two spokespeople, Henry Costa and Darius DeLong. I called for the protest. I formed the Council of Patriots. I gave it its name. I did that. But that does not make me the head of the movement. I want to make it clear. Whose idea is it, this protest? My idea. Who formed the Council of Patriots? Henry Costa did. But I am not the head of this movement. I'm one of the heads. I'm not the head. And the reason we did it in that way, let me tell you why we did it that way. You know this country? In the past, many people have announced protests, but the protests were never held. So we decided that we would not have one unitary leader. So even though Henry Costa was the one who called the protest, he was the one who formed the Council of Patriots, but he's not the leader. I am not the leader of this movement. We have a governing council. The governing council, which comprises Darius DeLong, Mo Ali, Senator Oscar Cooper, Senator Sandro Johnson, Reverend Sanjay Stepta, and Rufus Nova. That governing council is the body that runs the Council of Patriots. And sometimes we agree and we disagree. Sometimes we get angry with each other and we have hot exchanges. But that is what happens. That is what happens in a healthy democratic environment. We disagree and we agree. And we build little alliances among ourselves. We go and we consult and we confer and we push to get what we want. That's how we do it. Sometimes I will call my man Delon and say, my man Didi, I support this land. My man, can you join me? Then Didi will say, okay, let's modify a little bit. Let's do it this way. We do that all the time. This is healthy democracy. Even those of us who are the people who speak for the organization, but we don't get to say, this is what we're going to do. Today we're going to do this. No, we don't do that. We build alliances. Darius, myself, Mo Ali, Sandro Johnson, Bwaka Jaliba. We got a couple of people there with 5, 6. We will push and try to influence the rest of the body. Sometimes we get our way. Sometimes we don't get our way. But it is healthy. That is democracy. So that's how the Council of Patriots is run. Now, there are some elements among us who are not happy that we are the leaders. Now, guess what? When you call a movement, when you create a movement, it is only natural that if you're capable, you lead it. There are people who will be questioning. Some of them say they are supporting the Council of Patriots or the Save the State campaign. You will see them on Facebook saying all kinds of things because they are not the ones in charge. So you have to understand that. There will always be those people. Wiki, please give me a bottle of water. There will always be those people who will say those negative things. But at the end of the day, but nothing is perfect. Even marriages are not perfect. The husbands and the wives and the fuss and the fight. And then, of course, they get up teeth and tongue. They live together from the day they were created. And they sometimes the teeth would bite the tongue. And of course, but it happens. But we've managed to bring it this far. What is important is that we've built something that the Liberian